What is the bid and what is the ask, and why is this important? Now, before I can explain the subject, it's important to understand that when we purchase shares of a particular stock, we are actually buying those shares from someone who already owns those shares and is trying to sell those shares. It's just like when we walk up to a hot dog stand on the side of the street, that hot dog stand is selling hot dogs. And for us as a buyer, we're trying to buy hot dogs. So in exchange, we give that hot dog stand owner money and they give us a hot dog. It's the same thing with stocks. We need someone who is selling shares of that stock in order for us to buy them at an agreed upon price. Now, this price is going to fluctuate every single second the market is open, but at any given point, there's always going to be a best possible price that someone is willing to pay and a best possible price that someone is willing to sell. And thus, we get the bid and the ask. So the bid is going to be the best possible price that someone is willing to pay for that stock. And if you already own that stock, this is going to be the best possible price that you can immediately sell for. So let's say that a stock is trading at $10, but nobody wants to buy that stock at $10. They want to buy at $9.95. That's the best possible price. So this is what is called the bid. What is the ask? The ask is the best possible price that someone is willing to sell the stock. So if we are buyers, we have to buy it from someone who is selling. So this is going to be the best possible price that we can buy the stock at. So if the stock is trading at $10, we're not going to buy it at $10 because there's no sellers at $10. The best possible seller could be at $10.05. So if we are in the market to buy a stock, this is going to be the price that we would buy it for, $10.05. So this is what the bid and the ask is. The bid is going to be the highest price that someone is willing to buy the stock for, and the ask is going to be the lowest price that someone is willing to sell the stock for. This is very important information because when you are in the market to immediately buy and sell, this is going to be the prices that you can expect to get. So whenever I think of bid and the ask, I think of bid and buyer. They both start with B. So bid equals buyer, ask equals seller. And you may hear the term offer, which is the same thing as the ask. All right, so real quick, I want to show you an example of the bid and the ask price. I'll come over here to my charting platform, and over here on the right, it shows the current trading price. This is Apple. $180.05. Now it's 3-1. This price is always changing because transactions are always going through. People are buying, people are selling. Every second the market is open. This big price right here, this is just the last transaction price. It has nothing to do with how much you can buy or sell your stock for. Those prices are represented by the bid and the ask. So the bid is always going to be on the left, the ask is always going to be on the right. And the bid and the ask are usually somewhere around this big price right here. On whatever platform you're looking at, you should see a bid and an ask price. So the bid, this is going to be the best possible price that someone is willing to pay for the stock right now. And the ask is always going to be the best possible price that someone is willing to sell the stock. So if we are wanting to buy Apple right now, what's the best possible price that we can buy this stock for? $179.90. Well, this is changing. 88 cents. Whatever is on the ask right here. It's not going to be this price right here because that's just the last transaction price. It's going to be whatever is on the ask. Now, if we already own shares of Apple and we want to immediately sell it, what's the best price that we can get for our shares? It's going to be whatever that price is on the bid. Okay? Now, these numbers right next to the bid and the ask, you see the price and then a times or an X and then a number. Same thing on the ask. What are these numbers? Those numbers are the amount of shares that are available at that specific price. And these numbers are always expressed in hundreds, or most of the time they're expressed in hundreds. So I always just add 2 zeros to this number. Right now there's 300 shares at this price. Okay, and this is always changing. 400 shares, 300 shares at this price. So if we wanted to buy this stock, okay, there's only 300 shares available at this price. If we wanted to buy 5,000 shares, we wouldn't get our entire order filled at this specific price because there's only so many shares available at that price. So we will most likely get some slippage or get a different price than we expect. But knowing the amount of shares and knowing exactly what price we can most likely get filled out, that's going to be really important, and we can tell that all from looking at the bid and the ask. So I hope you learned something from this lesson. Thank you so much for watching.